Hello, welcome to Context. My name is Dilek Tuna, and today we turn our attention to South Asia, where the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan along the line of control is once again under strain. Announced with cautious optimism, the move had raised hopes of de-escalation and dialogue, but barely days after the declaration, both Islamabad and New Delhi began trading familiar barbs, accusing each other of violating the terms. What prompted this sudden backslide? Is this merely political posturing, or does it reflect deeper distrust embedded in decades of military standoffs and cross-border insurgency? For years, ceasefires have come and gone, but the core issues, Kashmir, terrorism and national identity, remain unresolved. Today in this episode, we speak to a regional affairs expert for some critical insight into why ceasefires between these nuclear-armed neighbours rarely hold and what, if anything, can break the cycle. From defence doctrines to domestic pressures, we ask, is peace truly possible without addressing the root causes? And what's the regional fallout if this ceasefire collapses like so many before it? So joining us today is Sheraz Mehmood Khan. He's a research scholar at Western Caspian University. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So what were the main drivers behind the latest ceasefire announcement?
Well, in the first place, as we all know, that Pakistan never wanted any kind of escalation. It was India's side that it was initiated. You know, before that, it was a Pulwama incident in 2019. Nothing happened, but what they did is they blamed Pulwama in 2019 as well. And this time, you know, whatever happened in Kashmir, the government of Pakistan and the government and the military of Pakistan condemned it, but without any kind of investigation, without any kind of interrogation. Within a few hours, the narrative of India was that it is Pakistan who did all this. Remember, Pakistan is the only country in the region which has fought the war against terrorism for 20 years. We are battle-hardened military. We have seen insurgencies and terrorism for 20 years, and we cannot afford any kind of, attacking any other country and doing any other problems. The thing is that we have been committed to the terrorism, and how can any sovereign country, any decent country can blame without an investigation? Pakistan government and the military even asked India that they would try to help them investigate, free and fair investigation. But it was India's side that they attacked Pakistan at night. And not only they attacked Pakistan at night, they did not attack the military installations, they attacked the civilian population. The civilian population was the mosques and the innocent people killed, a lot of people inside. So this was never the net. And then we had been telling them, Pakistan had been telling them that if you come into our territories and if you mess with the waters, all right, because we have all the waters of Pakistan is being controlled, coming from Kashmir and all that. If you mess with the water, that would be a security challenge for Pakistan, and we will retaliate. And we stayed back for a day or two, but it was Indians who was attacking Pakistan. They sent drones to Pakistan. They hit the population, the civil population, with the missiles, and so on and so forth. So we have always been at a narrative that we want peace in the region, because two nuclear states going in a war does not really make sense. Any insane person would do that, but anything when the sanity would not really you know,
Say that or buy that.
yeah, say that or buy that.
Right. Okay. Now, we've seen violations time and time again as tensions have flared between the two countries over Kashmir before. Why do violations tend to occur so quickly after such agreements?
You know, violations do take, there's always a violation on the cross-border and everything. But the thing is that we wanted a ceasefire. We never, Pakistan has never been in a narrative. For example, if you take an example of Pulwama in 2019, India attacked Pakistan. We captured their pilot, Abhinandan. We gave him a cup of tea and we sent him back, giving the message to the world that we do not need any kind of aggression. We need to be living in the peace. And that's what we did. And that's exactly what we do. In this particular context, which happened, 2-3 days back, it was the biggest fight in the skies after World War II. There were hundreds of, I think there were 120 or 130 jet flights in the sky. We were 30 or 40 and they were around 70 jets. We could damage more. We had the capability to damage more. Pakistan had all the capability to damage more, but we did not. It's because of the reason that we never wanted to escalate anything any further. And the whole world has seen that, what kind of a dogfight took place. It is all on the social media. Everything is there. But we as Pakistan does not want any kind of escalation in that regard. So we actually kept it, low as well. Otherwise, things would have been, different.
Okay, is there any evidence on either side that they've significantly shifted their military posture?
Well, it's basically a Chinese military competition versus the Western military competition. We do not, we have in Pakistan has a Chinese J-10s, and then we have they have Rafales. We have JF-17 Thunders. So it's all about the competition. It's not that Rafale is something really lower than in technology than JF-17 Thunders or J-10Cs or that thing. It was all obviously a competition of technology, or Western technology, and the Chinese technology. So Chinese technology obviously is there. It's very competitive as well. So is Rafale. Rafale is also considered one of the best aircrafts in the world. But maybe it was maneuvering, and it was the military tactics, and it was the military training which played a vital part in all this as well.
Okay. Sheraz, how much do domestic political agendas in Delhi and Islamabad influence ceasefire stability?
Well, none of the powers in this region, whether it's US or China, would like any kind of escalation in anywhere. It does not really go in favor of US or China, because US after even withdrawal from Afghanistan, things got changed in the region, but still it has its own stakes in the region. While China is investing a lot in terms of BRI, and it has investment in Central Asian countries, it has investments in military cooperation with Central Asian countries and South Asian countries, economic cooperations, and so on and so forth. So none of the powers in the region would like anything to get escalated at this point in time.
Okay, and is this ceasefire different in any way from past ones? How do you see it going forward? Do you think it will stick this time?
Well, ceasefire has, there were ceasefires, and then there was obviously ceasefires were broken. Now it is actually the responsibility of both of the countries, Pakistan and India, that they should maintain the ceasefire, and they should not really escalate this tension anymore, and let the sense prevail in the region, and stability and cooperation, and that goes in favor of both of the powers as well. So I don't think that everything is tested and everything, but the sense should prevail, and it would be good for not only both of the countries but both of the powers in the region as well.
Okay. And how does the situation in Kashmir shape perceptions of trust or betrayal?
Well, Kashmir has always been a very pivotal role for Pakistan, and Kashmir has been always considered as one of the main foreign policy of Pakistan. We want Kashmir as far as this war is concerned, in this context. India withdrew the very agreement of waters, Indus Water Treaty, which gives water to all the country of Pakistan, and this kind of India has got no right in international law. It has got no right to withdraw it unilaterally, because the World Bank is a guarantor in that very agreement. But this kind of an agreement, would be quite risky for the region as well, because water is basically a security for Pakistan, and if there is anything which we think that there's a problem with the security, we would go on and further try to defend our sovereignty.
Okay, and what role, if any, is the international community playing in holding both parties to account here?
Well, Pakistan was supported by Azerbaijan. I'm talking about this region. I was supported by Turkey. It was obviously, in big powers, it was supported by China, as it provided all kind of assistance, military assistance, and all that, and other powers as well. UAE, basically, none of the powers in the region want this kind of when it comes to war against each other of two nuclear powers. The world cannot afford this at all. So all the powers has to play their role.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and could this ceasefire survive without broader diplomatic engagement?
No, we need to have a broader diplomatic engagement. There should be. What it could be done is that after this dispute and after the ceasefire, both of the countries should sit, mediated by any power, for example, US or China, and they should negotiate, and they should have a long, and they should have an agreement for longer years to have a ceasefire.
And have both parties come to the table in terms of having this discussion?
Well, I think that will that do or not, that depends. But because right now, what in this war, what I can figure it out, that still Pakistan is actually has defended itself. The very first strike was towards Pakistan. Then it went into, and I don't know whether Pakistan and India would sit or not, but regional stability has demanded that, and they need to sit together. and sort the things out.
Okay. What's the risk of a single incident triggering a wider escalation here, Sheraz?
It could be any other attack, and India can blame Pakistan once again as well. It was predicted in 2019 by the Prime Minister Imran Khan, then in Pakistan, that it would be another Pulwama, and India would blame Pakistan again. We have been witnessing, Pakistan has been witnessing terrorism attacks for 20 years. Not a single time we have blatantly, accused India for that. I'll tell you one of the incidents, which was Army Public School in Peshawar. It was in 2014 or 13 or 14, I don't remember the day, but it was 130 kids died. That kind of incidents took place for years and years in Pakistan. Not a single time Pakistan has blamed India for that. We were just trying to, fix our own borders and our own security. So that's what it is. But we cannot really, trust India for that. Any incident happens inside the borders, and they can blame Pakistan for that, because that has been a precedent. I mean, that has been a history of India.
Okay. Lastly, Sheraz, what steps could lead to a more lasting peace beyond military restraint?
Well, a sane policy, peace. Those countries who wants peace in the country, or bigger powers, should mediate in between and should talk to both of the countries, or should bring both of the countries on the table. There's nothing impossible. There's nothing impossible. We have seen in the past that a lot of bigger enemies than this have come on the table and sorted things out. Kashmir is the basic issue. Kashmir needs to be addressed first, and and then things would not escalate.
Okay, Sheraz, thank you so much for joining us on the program. I appreciate your time and your insight.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So whether seen as a temporary cooling off or a diplomatic breakthrough, the ceasefire between India and Pakistan hangs in the balance. For now, gunfire may have paused, but accusations haven't. Until trust replaces tension, any quiet on the border may prove fleeting. I'm Dilek Tuna. See you next time on Context.